right, welcome back to another episode of the TO Show. Again, this week's going to be a little bit different here. We got finals coming up, so we got a special final edition to help you, all you college athletes out there, get through finals. Hopefully this is a little pick-me-up or a little bit get me going for the day, or just a little study break to help you guys get through finals. As you can see here, it's me, myself, and I on the podcast, so it's going to be a little bit different, a little weird. I've never done this with just myself and talking to myself and hearing myself talk. So again, bear with me. It's going to be a little different. So again, I'm hoping good luck on your finals. First of all you college students out there. If you've already taken them, I'm hoping you've done well, and it's a big relief. I know how stressful this time can be, and we're going to help you out with maybe a couple tips and tricks to help you get through finals. So first off, again, hope you're having a great day. One. But here's a couple tips and tricks that I like to do when we're helping out with finals here as we're approaching. I know all the Albany students have it next week. And so what I like to do is, again, when we talked about this with other guests, is plan it out. I think this is more important than ever to plan stuff out and figure out, when do I have time? When am I taking each test? Or when am I going to allocate time to certain spots? So making sure you are on top of things and do stuff. But also with that is when you're making a calendar, making a chart, whatever you like to do, or whether you're just starting, is to break it down into small pieces, because by taking all these finals, it might seem so overwhelming with the amount of studying or how much you don't know, or it can just feel overwhelming in general, because a lot of these tests can make or break your grade. Whether you have an A in the class and it could be a 50% and you could bomb it and you end up with a C, or you're at a C, or you're not passing and it could bump you up to that C/B level. So again, these are very important, but it's important to break it down. So just what I like to do is create a list, and by creating a list, you're able to feel accomplished, and break it down into little pieces and say, hey, I'm going to study this topic or this Quizlet for an hour or 15-20 minutes, and making sure you get those breaks during those long study days where you might have a reading day, or you might have a day where you don't have any finals but you have a final the next day that you want to study for. So making sure that you plan out and make sure that you are able to piece stuff together, and take those breaks, man. Take breaks. I think breaks help more than anything else. Take a walk, go hang out with your friend, or just watch and you got to be careful, but maybe just watch 15 or 30 minutes on Netflix, YouTube, or whatever. I know those can get dangerous and you can get sucked in, but have that self-control to be able to do that. There's a lot of stuff on the internet also to help you relieve stress. Again, make sure you guys are drinking water and eating. Those are very important to fuel your body, and so you're doing. And on top of that, let's talk about sleeping. So a lot of people have done studies to where what actually helps you. Does it help you better pulling an all-nighter or getting very little sleep and to take your exam, or to study a little bit less and get your full 7 to 8 hours of sleep? And what they've done studies is you actually do better when you get those 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and you're able to rest your bodies, and you feel not tired. You're ready to go. You're energized and you're energetic. And so what I would recommend to anybody who might have a test is don't pull that all-nighter. Go to bed early, honestly. Go to bed early, then wake up the next day. Try to wake up earlier and study prior to your exam. So let's say you have a 10 o'clock exam, right? I would try to go to bed anywhere between, if you can, 9:30 and 10:30, even 9:30 and 10 o'clock, or 11 o'clock. And even if you go to bed at 11, try to get up in between 6 and 8, and so then prior to your exam, you can wake up, eat breakfast, study, and then get ready for your tests. Just so you're not staying up till midnight, 1, 2, 3, 4 a.m. even though you have a 10 o'clock exam, and just waking up and being like, oh well, I'll just take this test. I studied all night, or whatever. So I think that's very important to people. So make sure you guys get your sleep. That's super important, and that's one of the biggest pieces from a physical side. Whether you're playing a sport or you're training or you just finished training, is keeping your body healthy and your mind healthy. And it's not good for your mind to be staying up for those long periods of time. You need breaks. You need time. You need rest. That's very important, and as well on that. And as we're talking about sleeping, if you're feeling a little tired or a little bogged down, just take a quick 15-minute cat nap. That also helps rejuvenize or make you feel refreshed. Excuse me. After you've studied for a long periods of time. So again, those are a couple tips and tricks that you can use that I've seen around. Again, what I like to do is, if I am studying for an exam, is I like to piece it by piece. I'll study 1 hour there, take 15, 30 minutes off, and then I feel like, okay, now I'm back to it, another hour, study hard. I like to study hard for that hour and then take a nice break. And so it's kind of like a contrast, or like a cold tub, hot tub situation, where I'm hard at it in the cold tub for an hour, whatever it is, and then I'm in the hot tub for a little bit less. So that's the analogy I like to use, and I think that helps me a significant amount of time. And so again, I don't want to bore you guys with study breaks or what to do during study, but here's a couple tips and tricks that I like to do, and I've read different places. But let's not talk about finals now. You're here probably because you need a break. Whether you listen to 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, or you listen to the whole, however long this podcast is, probably anywhere 30 in an hour, I'm glad you're spending it with me, and I'm glad to provide content for you guys to listen. And I think it's important that again, you guys take those study breaks while you're doing it. So again, let's talk a little bit about the sports world and what's been going on lately. Which it's been crazy. If you guys have watched or saw my mock draft lately, you clearly saw that, man, after the first 4 picks, it was kind of not the greatest mock draft I've ever done. It failed very poorly. I did not do a very good job. I did get Trey Lance number 3, which was what I thought was going to happen even before a bunch of the reports came out, which was awesome. But just had my gut feeling with that. But again, after number 5, I think, when they took Jamar Chase instead of Penny, man, I failed miserably. But as we're talking about the draft in the NFL, I'm a big time Broncos fan, and so as we talk about Aaron Rodgers and his whole situation with all these reports coming out, man, it is crazy to hear all the different reports and stuff that's coming out with Aaron Rodgers, where he's been talking about not being able to play, or he's not going to come back to the Packers and play. He doesn't like the GM. They've mistreated him over these past couple times, which is terrible. But my Broncos, I'm hoping they can pick him up here. And the way I looked at it is so they drafted Surtain here at number 10 this past week, and that would be their 5th corner on the team. And so with them being the 5th corner on the team, I don't see them playing their guy. That I don't see them playing. I feel like the Packers need a people in the secondary, as you saw versus Tampa Bay last year. They got burned, and so it might be a conspiracy thing or whatever. It might be a little far out there, but man, I think if you look at his contract and his cap hit after. If he's traded, but prior to June 1st, it's a pretty steep number. So be looking to around these next, what is it? It's May 5th now, or May 6th now. And so here in the next 25 days, look for it to be creeping up on him. where it might be reports that it kind of is. They were saying it's pretty much a done deal, and it's gotten a little quiet now, and I don't know what has happened, but I think, man, I think that's why they took Surtain at 10. They're going to end up trading him, and probably 2 or 3 first rounders. Probably around, they'll probably might trade Drew Lock to them. I'm not sure yet for Aaron Rodgers, but man, if the Broncos could get Aaron Rodgers, man, that would be super sweet. That would be super awesome. I'd be super happy about that. With that coming up. But again, guys, I think it's somewhat of a done deal, but I could be wrong. I'm not an NFL insider. I know nothing about. I have no connections or whatever it is. I'm just speculating and what I've read and what I've saw over these past couple times. But as we dive into things here, again, good luck to all the spring sports coming up with finals and they're competing in championships. I believe the men's lacrosse team today, by the time this probably comes out, they'll probably already be played. But again, good luck to them. Good luck to all the spring sports. I saw track and field did really well. They won their America East again. Good luck to the women's lacrosse team, the softball team, and let's think here. What all the other spring sports are there? I'm probably missing a couple, to be honest with you. But good luck to you guys as you come up, and hopefully we can see you guys in the tournament and continue on. And again, good luck balancing those finals and the your sports coming on. So again, be able to, being a student athlete, it's very important to manage your time with your sports, and so being able to do that is really important. And so again, good luck, guys. Use those tips and tricks that I told you guys, and being able to use that. And as we keep going, diving in here, let's talk a little bit about what the outlook for this upcoming season for my team, which is really exciting. Again, with all COVID there, I hope it's not going to be around this upcoming fall. I think for all the fall sports, or in any sport in general, I think that'll be a big relief if we can move on from that this summer and kind of have our summer to ourselves. Excuse me. I think that'll be great. It'll kind of like getting the monkey off the back, in my opinion. Just because people talk about COVID and it might not seem like a stressor every day, but again, it's a toll on on people, and it's something you have to deal with on a daily basis. Even though our COVID numbers here, thankfully at UAlbany, have been really low, we haven't had any shutdowns or anything like that, or any big spikes, which has been awesome. I think, which is great. Again, with everyone coming home, I think it's important that that we're pretty much COVID free and we're ready to go home as we're coming up here with finals coming up. But let's outlook at the our fall season, at least for football wise. Let's talk a little bit about that. And I'm excited for all the fall sports, but more football wise, at least looking at my schedule again, we got I think it's around 120-ish days till we played North Dakota State, which I'm really excited about, man. We're coming up here. We're going to be playing up in Fargo, in the Fargo Dome, excuse me, up in North Dakota, and there is really nothing to do. I've been to North Dakota. There is nothing to do in North Dakota, man. It is a bunch of flat land out there. It's probably, if I had, it was probably one of the, I'd say if you like a lot of brown, a lot of grassland, man, North Dakota is the place for you. But for most people, it's not. And that's why they have such a great fan base there, is just because there's really nothing else to do outside, really, to be honest with you, up in Fargo, or even North Dakota in general. And so their stadium's going to be packed. They're going to be ready to go. They're going to probably be ranked the number 1, if not a top 5 team in the country. And I'm really excited to be able to get the opportunity to play the best of the best. They've been the best of the best for a while, probably over the last about 8 to 10 years. in the FCS level, which is really exciting to be able to compare ourselves and be able to compete at that level, and get to play in an atmosphere that's like any other. It's probably going to be one of the coolest atmospheres in college football in general, whether you're at the FCS level or the FBS level. It's going to be really exciting. I'm really excited to get the opportunity to play. But on a side note, again, we're going to be able to play, I think it was week 3 or week 4, get to play Syracuse in the Carrier Dome. And think about all the NCAA or ACC championships, NCAA basketball, and even just all the football games, or just the bunch of historic events that have happened in that Carrier Dome. I'm really excited to get the opportunity to play in the Carrier Dome versus an ACC school. Again, I'm really excited about that. Excuse me. It's going to be really, really cool, really fun. Again, it's going to be another tough game. I mean, we're going to play a top 25 schedule in the FCS level. Toughest in school history, which I think is going to be really sweet and really test our team and see what we're really made of, just because I think we're going to have a lot of close games, a lot of great games. I'm excited to see you guys come out to the games and watch the games and support us as we're going to try to support. If you're playing a sport, try to support your teams as much as possible. Which I really loved about this podcast is I've been able to connect with so many different sports and different people. It's got me more involved in the Albany athletics and programs, and seeing all the success of guests that we've had on, or teams that we've had on, is so awesome to see. Whether they've been on the show or not, I think it's really sweet to see people succeed, and especially guests you've had on, and continue to build on their success and come on the show and talk about the success that we've been talking about, and I've asked about, and it's clearly correlated, because they're a good team for a reason, man. They clearly do. They've created cultures, which again, the football team and our team is continuing to build that, and we're still working on building our culture here and establishing ourselves. But a lot of the other teams where they've built a culture and established that, you can see their success, and it's gone through the roof, and they've been really successful in their conference and probably over the NCAA level as well, which I think is great. But as we move on into things here, I know it's a little sidebar, kind of straight left hand off the turn off the boat. As we go home here, the podcast will probably be a little bit different. You'll see a lot more virtual stuff. I'm not sure if I'm bringing all my podcast equipment home, just because I'm flying home. I probably will end up not bringing it home, so we'll have to do a bunch of Zoom meetings and a bunch of stuff, so the audio probably won't be as good, and the lighting or whatever that is. But again, we're going to continue to make it work. Again, the reason why we didn't have a guest this week is just because, man, it's a crazy week before finals and whatever, and everyone's so busy with their schedules, and so it's just really important that we make sure that we give other people their time that they need to study and balance sports, or their team and their sport as well. And so again, so as we come here in the next, probably up until, it'll be about 3-4 weeks here, we probably won't have an episode next week, unfortunately, just because of it's debatable. Probably won't have a podcast episode. We might have some golf vlogs and stuff like that. Let me know down below in the comments, guys, if you enjoy those golf vlogs. You guys killed, man, the last golf vlog. That was awesome. I appreciate all the support. We're going to try to get more and more of that content out there, which clearly you guys enjoy. So I'm going to be trying to sprinkle that in there along with the podcast. And I really like how this has evolved, not just necessarily into a sit-down podcast, but a little bit of a vlog channel and a little bit about just a bunch of fun different things, man. We're, like I said, we're student athletes, sports, and life. We can really talk about anything we want on this podcast and on our channel, which I think is so great. Just because we're not just set to one thing, we can talk about a multi-diverse amount of things. But going back is that, again, this next month we probably won't be posting as often as we'd like. I'm going to try to get some great guests for you as we're coming up. I know people with balancing their schedules and going home or whatever that is. We're going to try to get some prep alum to come on the podcast. I know we had Joe Mishler on, I think it was episode number 5, I believe. 5 or 6, can't remember, but we're going to try to get some more of those guys and talk to different people from other schools. We talked to, again, Alex last week, who's a prep alum. He's running at Gannon. If you didn't check out that episode, please go check that out. Alex and John started their own podcast, and what they're doing is really great, I think, and you guys should go check it out. But we're going to try to get some different people on, man, and not necessarily be student athletes. We might see if we can get a couple coaches and whatnot, and just be ready for, again, the content's going to be kind of, there's not going to be a really set time or anything like that. We're just going to film when we can, and I'm really excited to this upcoming summer and get to talk to a bunch of different people, just because there's not a lot of stuff going on this summer. So hopefully people's schedules will be a lot more flexible. We can possibly get more content on there. Not quite sure yet, but we're going to get a lot of variety of guests, which will be pretty sweet. And then in the fall, again, hopefully, depending on how the season goes or whatever, how busy I am, most likely it'll be either a weekly or bi-weekly, whatever it is. But again, just guys, be ready for some awesome content coming, and I appreciate all your guys' support. All your guys' support has been amazing. I've heard a lot of comments and people and compliments on the show, and I really appreciate all your guys' support and all your guys' feedback and all that. Great. And again, if there's something that you want to see or a topic on the podcast, please let me know. I'm really open to. I'm for the people, man. I'm really open to talk about different topics or anything like that you guys present to me. I'm willing to talk just about anything. I'm really glad to have conversations on or have conversations with people and talk about different things. And again, if you guys want to come on the podcast, don't be afraid to shoot me an email, dive into my DMs, whatever it is that you guys want to do. Again, my handle would be TO at TO underscore show 3. I think that's for Twitter and Instagram. So if you don't follow us, don't be afraid to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and shoot me a DM and let me know if you want to come on or if there's any specific topics you want to talk about. This is my first time doing kind of my own thing. We might, if you guys enjoy this, I might continue to do this. It's kind of new for me. It's kind of weird talking to myself, but if you guys like it, I'm not afraid to try it. So again, guys, I appreciate everyone's support over those past couple of ever since we started, through the ups and downs, man. It's all a learning curve. I've never really done this before, and so it's really excited to learn different things and talk to different people and hear their stories. And so again, this is just a special finals week for you guys, and so I'm kind of rambling on and just talking about different things, but again, we won't make this much longer just because of it's a finals week, a little quick break. So I think we're about at the 25-minute mark here. And so again, before we wrap things up, again, if you want to hear anything or anything special, you want to come on the TO show, don't be afraid to ask. I'm really open to whatever it is. But again, good luck on your guys' finals this upcoming week, the special finals week. Give you a little study break. Won't make it too long. So again, we're going to wrap things up here. All right, so bear with me these next upcoming weeks and this summer, and don't be afraid to subscribe, like to the channel, and tune in for, hopefully I can get you guys once a week, if not twice a week, which would be awesome to see that, and get that, get that content up, and have you guys enjoy all the great content that we're excited to come out with. So again, guys, don't be afraid to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.